choose your character names?
Another good question. How do you choose character names? Character names, sometimes they will come automatically. They will like come out the top of your head and think, yeah, that's a good character name. Andy Horton, I don't know where he came from. He just, that name just came out of my head, and I always tell people this story because I was at doing the book signing. Actually, it was a book signing one day, and a policeman came up, and I always sort of cringe when police officers buy my books because I say it's fiction, it's fiction, it's not real. I know it's not really like this in real life. And I know it's not, but they don't mind, you know, they're great. They said, no, that's why we read it, it's fiction. And he came up to me and he said, you do realise there is an Inspector Andy Horton in Hampshire Constabulary, don't you? I went, no, oh no. So I said,
That's
no.
why the identity.
Yes, that's right. Oh no, I'm going to be arrested now. So I said, oh no, I didn't realise that. And then I had an email from Inspector Andy Horton, who said on his email, he said, I understand you write books and this character's called Andy Horton. Is he modelled on me? And I emailed him back and I said, if you're tall, fair, fit and good looking, then yes, he is. And he emailed back and he said, well, I'm tall, dark, and my wife thinks I'm good looking. So he had a sense of humour, and also I was let off the hook because he spells Horton Hough. So it is difficult, but to get back to your question, I do collect names. If I hear an interesting name, or I'm walking through a graveyard and I see an interesting name, I will write it down because, you know, they have some fantastic names. I've got a baby book of names. I also use the internet, particularly if I want a foreign character's name to try and get a name. And also I use an atlas, a road atlas, street atlases to get names rather than a telephone directory, so that I'm not accused of using, I mean, I'm bound to use somebody's real name somewhere along the line, you can't help it. But a couple of interesting points on that is if you don't get the name right, the character's not right. So you've got to get the name right. If I'm writing and I'm thinking, this name it's just not right, he's an Ashley, he's a Luke, what is his name? So it's got to sound right, it's got to be right for that character, and I can't have used it before. And as I write more, I'm in greater danger of duplicating my character's name. So now I have to have a database and check that I've not used it before. And although I use foreign sounding names sometimes, I don't like to use too unusually pronounced names because I know that some readers have great difficulty getting their head round when they can't actually pronounce the name. They can't see the character.
Yes. Do you sometimes get so attached to your characters that you dread the moment when they're going to depart?
I get very attached to my characters. I think I'm in love with Andy Horton. Sorry, you didn't hear that, did you? No, so I think I do get attached to them. Yes, I do. And I haven't really killed off anybody I really like. And I think that would be quite difficult to do. Yeah, and there are some characters that I don't like. And it's very cathartic because if I've come across people in my real life who have been horrible to me, or people you've worked with and you think, I'll put them in a book now. So I either kill them off or make them a baddie, and right, get them in there. So it can be quite good.